busy and well-liked Ishmael Davis defending his British and Commonwealth super welterweight belts against a talented enigma in this Bilal Fawaz, who's captured the English belt. Was, as Josh was saying earlier, a very, very good amateur. And he's super confident here, Barry. He really is, Fawaz.
Well, why wouldn't he be? He's just coming off his best win, where he boxed tremendously well. He's up against a different proposition here, a guy who's held in a lot of fights, was already very seasoned in Ishmael Davis, who knows how to take his time, be patient, but also knows when to pull that trigger.
I think jab, key for both here. Who can establish that lead hand, get in a rhythm. I think everything else will follow. Footwork key, who's going to hold the centre of the ring. Nice pivot, nice spin from Davis to get back to centre ring. But this is such an intriguing matchup, it really is.
Davis electing to mock southpaw, switch back to orthodox. Josh, what was it like in the early stanzas when you fought Davis? What did you have to do?
Ishmael's got a long, awkward jab. It covers a lot of distance with that front foot. So you have to get the read of that jab. As you can see, he's trying to get that going now against Bilal. But I'm actually quite surprised how big Bilal looks. I thought Davies is a big super welterweight himself, but Bilal's, even his legs look well put together. So it's a cagey first round, but I think they're both doing things to figure each other out. And I think I'm not sure who's what I'm liking at the best at the moment.
It's Davis, who's probably been a little bit more committed with his hands, letting his hands go. Fawaz trying to set him up for a cleaner shot, but maybe waiting too long.
I think that's key. That right hand to the body from Fawaz, very good shot. I think changing the levels, trying to confuse Davis is important. Remember, we heard Josh talk about Fawaz has that amateur background. Ishmael Davis doesn't. So it's implements like that, it's moments where you're just changing things, trying to unsettle the man that has less experience.
Couple of left hands from Davis, but Fawaz finding the body shots, and he does look big, doesn't he, there, the English champion, who looked really good in those two fights with Junaid Bostan.
But you know what, being southpaw for Davis might help just take away that bit of awkwardness from Fawaz, when he leans over and throws from funny angles. But if he stays southpaw, Davis, that might negate all that.
Nice right hand from Ishmael Davis, and a snappy jab as well. Better from the man from Leeds.
Yeah, better from Davis with a jab, just going over the head of Fawaz, but he needs to be busy with that shot, needs to bring his feet in if he's going to look for that right hand. Fawaz looking down at his right glove there, too sure what that was about.
Well, there was a problem with the gloves beforehand, they sorted that out, and he gets a right hand home, so both having some success in that opener.
Don't take yourself into the corner, okay? The speed goes twice, he's going to land, okay? Keep him turning. When you're trying to land your backhand, your feet have got to be a little bit closer, or you've got to double your front hand, double your jab to get it, okay? Listen, good. Yeah, good. Listen. When you're feinting that, get your feet a little bit closer if you're opening it down, okay? But think about your defence afterwards. With the contact there, you've got to roll your head or take your feet out and walk him off. Got it? It's good feint, yeah, good.
Let him come over the front foot.
Welcome back to the wonderful Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham. Keith Walton, Mark Bates and Jack Stad in there as well in the Davis corner. Sonny Edwards too. Plenty of experience. Fight number 19 for the Leeds man who came up on the small dinner hall circuit, but has sprung into life in the last 2 or 3 years, taken his opportunities, hasn't he, Barry?
Yeah, well, yes, and then there was a time where we thought, is he just going to be known as a guy who doesn't say no, but can't get over the line at the high level, which is what happened for him. But then that Sam Gilly fight was such important, with a high-stake fight at a really, really good level, and he got over the line. And I think for himself, just to sort of stamp that, I can't just be competitive, I can actually win something, and that being a British Commonwealth champion, I think you're only going to grow from that.
And the pressure of the occasion as well. That was a massive moment for Davis, and He beat a very good fighter in Sam Gilly. So, yeah, as Barry says, the confidence he'll take away from that. But as will Fawaz. Very, very good win against Bostan. Many thought the draw should have been a win for Fawaz. So, yeah, as we say, form both for good. Good form for both, sorry.
Nice right hand from Davis, who has 6 knockouts on the slate. Fawaz just the 3. It's his 13th outing for the very good amateur, who's been stop-start at times, Bilal Fawaz, but what a journey he's been on. He's 37 now, and this is the moment. This is the chance he's been dreaming of.
Do you think he's waiting too long there, Josh, Fawaz?
Yes, I do. I believe Ishmael's been the busier, landing the cleaner shots, and I'm giving him the second round. Obviously, I think I give him the first as well. I think Bilal is looking to put that front foot pressure on, but he's not doing a lot behind it at the moment, so I'm not sure if he's playing the long game, but we should see in a few rounds' time if he lets his hands go a little bit more.
Josh, he's also dabbing at his nose a bit already, Fawaz.
Yeah, I mean, it's not his first time, but this is a big stage. He's come in the underdog. He's really played the part well all week. But I'd like to see him just let his hands go a little bit more, and like he's doing there, go to the body, get his feet past that range where Ishmael's got the deceptible long arms, and let his hands go there.
And I think sometimes you're just looking for the perfect shot. Well, you have, like as Josh says, just got to let your hands go. He's getting his feet in the right position, close enough to let his hands go, just a little bit too tentative at the minute.
He's just controlling the space at the minute, Davies, really, really well. Behind that lead hand, taking a step back when he needs to. And Fawaz, he's throwing that right hand to the body really well, but then throw the left hook upstairs. You know, you're setting traps in this game all the time. Try and get the reaction with Davies, then target the chin upstairs.
His body shots are okay, but his head shots are missing for Fawaz, and there seems to be a rhythm already established by Ishmael Davis. He looks relaxed. He looks like he's got the confidence now to go with these titles that he's waited a long time for, and he's winning this so far.
That right hand that you're throwing down to the body, make sure you come out low and take half a step out, okay, we're looking to counter it. But that's the shot that's going to slow him down. That nice shot you landed down there, and best for later on, okay? Don't let him come back with a little flurry. Make him miss, take a little feint, a little step out, make him miss. You don't need to make contact. You make all the contact, okay?
Xavier Miller, good coach in the corner of Bilal Fawaz. Josh, it's a big step up for him, isn't it? English to British level, the underdog, and you wonder what the confidence is like after a couple of rounds.
Yeah, I mean, the company which Ishmael's held himself in is well above British level, so he's already got all that experience. Bilal hasn't, so he needs to definitely let his hands go more. I think he's overthinking the process of getting in and really starting to land punches.
Black boots, black trunks of the Black Panther, Ishmael Davis from Leeds, looking for his 16th victory. I think he's won the first couple of rounds in with Bilal Fawaz from London. This peculiar story, but a great one, a wonderful tale of survival and life skills, and he's a real character outside of the ring. Can he put it all together on a night like this? Just doesn't want to freeze, does he, Darren?
No, absolutely not. This is your moment. Go grab it. Davis, again, just controlling the distance here, the tempo of the fight. He's always cocked ready, isn't he, to throw a shot. I think that's sort of stopping Fawaz at times from letting his hands go. Just want to see Fawaz just gab it a little bit more, throw that right to the body, then come back with a left hook.
And we say it all the time, don't we, that just doubling up the jab to close the distance is really effective. And I think for him, if he were just to do that, Fawaz, he'd get close enough then to let the backhand into play.
Beautiful left hand from Ishmael Davis from the southpaw stance. He goes back to his orthodox jab. He's just got a little bit too much at the moment for Fawaz. The quality, the tactics, the feet. He's boxing well here, Josh, isn't he?
Yeah, I've never seen Ishmael really box on the back foot that much, so to see him doing stuff like this reminds me a little bit like myself, but he's boxing well, man. I don't know what Bilal's game plan is, because at this pace, Ishmael's controlling the tempo and he's not going to tire later on.
You say boxing like yourself, it wasn't bad 3 weeks ago, was it? You put it all together. Finally, Josh Kelly, a world champion.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad to sit next to you guys and watch the fights up close, so I'm enjoying it, man.
That's an honour, mate. What's the power of Ishmael Davies like?
You know, obviously, everyone carries a little bit of power, but the size of him, you'd think he'd punch a lot harder than he does. Personally, I don't think he punches that hard, but like you see there, they're quite hard, especially the jab, the lead hand, is quite hard to read. He's got deceptively longer arms than you think, because he looks muscly. The arms look a little bit shorter, but they're not, they're long.
And did you think he was better out of the orthodox or the southpaw stance? He switches an awful lot, Davies.
Yeah, the IQ to go with that switch needs to be perfect. I think he might be switching because it's a thing he does. I prefer him in the orthodox stance with that long jab, but I'm not sure whether he can offset Bilal when he turns southpaw a little bit, but I prefer him in the orthodox stance.
Hitting fresh air again, Bilal. Fawaz just needs some success. This movement of Davies and a smile as well. He's in control here, the champion.
A better job at dealing with that jab. You've got to take a little harder step when he throws the jab, because the jab's going through.
Okay, keep breathing. When you're on a 1-2 body, slide your feet out. Again, you've got the ropes, mate. When there's no rope to your back, you just miss it when you're using your feet. Okay?
Three up.
Okay? Quick, it's just a touch. Alright? Alright? Keep boxing. Alright? Go on, go. Come to the breath.
8 years of Bruno Ishmael Davies. Bilal Fawaz only turned in 2022. Is it the golf in experience, in knowledge, in calibre of professional fights? He just wipes away some water in the corner. Fawaz, he just needs to get himself going here. The challenger in round number 4. The rounds, he doesn't want them to slip away, Barry, does he?
No, well, what's happening? He's looking for that perfect shot. Now he's waiting too long. And I think what Josh is saying is, you know, the distance and the reach that he has, Davies, is just making it for us hard to judge that distance. But you sometimes just got to pull your way in to get a bit of success, to get your boxing into play. I think all it takes is one good punch to land, and the confidence comes back in, and you start to flow. But at the minute, he's searching for something, and he can't find anything.
Yeah, and as you say there, finding the confidence. Do you remember Junaid Bostan was looking really, really good early on in their second fight, and he found something, didn't he, Bilal Fawaz, and it really got him going. Can he find that something in this contest?
Yeah, that's interesting, Josh. Junaid Bostan, a huge amount of people were raving about him, and Fawaz dealt with him pretty well.
Yeah, I think that was more the case of a boy versus a man. I think Junaid needs a little bit more maturing, but Bilal was boxing on the back foot a little bit there, changed the look, changed the rhythm of things. He's getting a tiny little bit more success here. The shot what you don't see coming is a shot what hurts you. And normally the shot you knock people out with is the one you just let go without thinking. So when you sat there loading up all night, it's never going to land for you.
Yeah, we just see a moment ago, he let 4 shots go, but he didn't load up with the shots, and he had a bit more success, and that is what makes him unorthodox.
Yeah, this is good. Back to the ropes from Fawaz, but nice shot from Ishmael Davies.
This is good from Davies. This is because he's leaning on Fawaz, trying to tire him out.
Yes, the seasoning, isn't it, as a priori? He just looks like he's got that shape, Ishmael Davies, and he's using the old tricks as well. Fawaz having a better round here, but is it enough?
Got to be careful when he moves that head to the right-hand side, Fawaz. He puts it down, and we've seen Davies a couple of times chop down with that right hand when he's in the orthodox stance, and they're hurtful right hands. You don't want to keep taking those round the side of the head.
But he has upped the gears, Barry, here, Fawaz.
Yeah, landed with a good shot there, Fawaz, but off balance on his heels there, and couldn't really capitalise on it.
I think it's going to be the battle of the shapes. Who keeps the shape the best? I mean, if you look inside, Ishmael's staying very small and throws small shots.
I thought that was a slightly worrying moment there, Josh, for Fawaz, and Davis just seemed to get through to him. This jab from the southpaw stance as well, and Fawaz has had a battle around, but Davis is finishing it strongly.
I think it was a body shot, Adam, that stunned him for a moment, Fawaz. He has been better here, but you have to give credit to the defensive skills of Ishmael David, moving nicely.
4 down, let's get over to see how Tony and Carl have got it with Jamie.
Yeah, we are here ringside and just doing a little bit of musical chairs as well from the score zone. Tony, in terms of how you're seeing this through 4 rounds, what do you make of what you're seeing?
I think Ishmael's in control. He's holding his shape a little bit better than Fawaz is. Do you know what the big thing is here? I think Ishmael Davis is physically stronger of the two. Neither of them are punchers, but I feel Ishmael is physically the more physical of the two of them, and I think that might be the difference in this fight.
Carl, in terms of what you expected, what do you make of what you're seeing here through 4 rounds?
I thought I would see a higher intensity from Fawaz, if I'm being honest, from the start. I think that Ish has him figured out already. You can see that. I have him well in front here. He looks in control. His jab from his southpaw stance is excellent as well, and Fawaz is going to need to have to do something different here to try and change things.
On we go then.
Birthday boy Carl Frampton spot on there. In the intensity of Fawaz, I think we were calling for it better in the 4th round, but still Davis with that jab and the movement. And you're right, Josh, he's boxing really well tonight.
Yeah, he's boxing great, mate. He's reading him. He's giving that double distance because obviously Fawaz has got long arms also, so I think Davis is just staying a little bit out of range. That we call a double distance, where he falls into that place of no man's land. He's able to counter him, but he's for me. He's boxing really well here.
And Davis is not getting too greedy. He's landed a few shots and he's taking a little step back then, so nothing can come back and hurt him. So Fawaz is almost waiting and then waiting too long, having to take a few shots. And when he's looking at the counter, Davis is gone.
He's got to keep that chin tucked down as well, Fawaz. Every now and again he comes tall, and he's been caught a couple of times. And there's a scorecard of both Tony and Carl. They're well ahead, Davis, on both.
Yep, it could have been nice to Fawaz maybe for a round, or it could be 4-0 to Ishmael Davis. There's no doubt the champion is in control, and there's that southpaw jab that Carl was talking about. Fawaz attempting those body shots. That's better when he rattles the combinations. He's got speed, he's awkward, he's just got to believe in himself here tonight.
Yeah, exactly that. Let the shots go. This is such a big opportunity for Fawaz. But now 37, Barry, look, this is his big moment to become British and Commonwealth champion.
But he is awkward, but tonight he's not. And I whether that's because of he can't get the judgment of distance because of Davis, as Josh has said, because of the long levers. Either way, that awkwardness is not playing a factor at all.
It almost seems as if Davis is the awkward one in there. He's the one switching, he's got his weight on the back foot, and I think at times Fawaz thinks he's in range. He lands a nice 1-2 there, but he falls short, and then that allows Davis to fire back the counters.
Sometimes I feel that Fawaz has got the hand speed if he lets them go, but it's few and far between, and he postures and shakes his head, but he's out of range with his own jab, and good defence again from Davis.
Yeah, he's controlling everything here at the minute, Davis, whether he's doing on retreat or whether he's pushing forward. He just seems to be the boss at the minute. And Fawaz is looking for that one big shot, isn't he, Josh?
Yeah, I think momentum-wise, this round, Fawaz has landed a lot more shots. I think emotionally, he can go back with his head up a little bit more, and that can shift the fight. That can shift the dynamic in the fight. You should never let, if you're shutting the guy down and you've got him in his box, you should never let him come out and try and get some success, because it can turn a fight. I mean, the enemy of ability is complacency, which Adam Booth's always said to me. So I think Ishmael, there, just stay on that jab, just stay on that jab and keep moving.
Atmosphere already fabulous. Dave Allen, well, they loved him and they're enjoying this one before Wood Warrington too. I think the roof's going to go off this place tonight.
that's a given. That 100%. Whenever we come here and watch a Lee Wood fight, the atmosphere is incredible. It really is. But it's just got everything required for it to be a blockbuster. I mean, it's a must-win for both. We know the styles are going to gel. Who's got that little bit left? Who can find it one last time?
The villain, Bilal Fawaz. What will he be thinking? Some success. He came on late in the second Junaid Bostan fight, so he'll know there's a long way still to go. But Josh, he's got to make some sort of dent in Ishmael Davis. He's got to win a round clearly, doesn't he now?
Yeah, he needs that momentum to shift totally. I mean, I was just watching the corners there because it's interesting. Ishmael does the same as me and stand up, but when I'm in the corner standing up, I like to sort of look over the other corner because I know that's the only time they're going to show their face. The poker face is switched off, so Ishmael looked like he was breathing a little bit, but I looked quite calm. But if Bilal's got that in the tank, then just start using it. Don't save it. Don't be sat there at the end of the night and think, I could have done more.
That's a really interesting observation, Barry.
It really is. And look, tactics are brilliant in a fight, but ultimately, just win this round. And worry about the next round. I mean, especially in a fight where you're going to be behind, which he is, you've got to somehow try and turn the tide. It's very difficult to do. But if you're going to make Davis lose his shape, if you can rattle him with something, then you give an opportunity to get yourself into the fight.
Yeah, he's got a nice flow to his work, Ishmael Davis, and certainly in this round, he's filling in the gaps. You know, he's letting the jab go. He's just popping that left hand go as well when he's in the southpaw starts. And look, I think for Fawaz, he's got to be a bit more aggressive on that front foot. He's got to commit more. Bring those feet in, and then let the shots go. Head, body, head, body. They need to load up with the shots, but you've got to show more commitment.
Or feint and draw the lead, do something different. Something's got to be a little bit different here, like that, but be more dramatic with that feint. Really sell it.
Just don't take the bait, does he, Davis?
No, he doesn't. And the showboating from Fawaz.
But this is showing that, you know, Fawaz can be awkward and hard to read. Because Davis's box, even in defeat, at such a high level, I mean, this is a slower pace for him. He can see things clearly because he's used to guys like Josh who do things like an instant.
Yeah, and I don't think Fawaz is a huge knockout artist. It looks like a lot of his shots come from the elbow and the arm. He doesn't really use them powerful legs he's got. So I think he needs to start looking to score points and win rounds instead of looking for that one knockout punch, because Davis is tough as well, and I know how tough he is, so I don't think you want to get rid of him in there.
He has got good, powerful legs, Fawaz, a nice base. Difficult to shine against, but Davis is doing a really good job with these jabs from the different stances. And I think his confidence after the level that he's been performing at, Davis, is really showing here.
Yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. And Josh is right there. I don't think he needs to be loading up Fawaz. I think he needs an opportunity to win this fight is to grab hold of the pace of the contest.
Kev Parker having a word with Bilal Fawaz. He doesn't need that. He needs some encouragement here somewhere to find a shot here for Fawaz to turn this around, because it's fairly one-way traffic from Ishmael Davis.
Who pretty much, Davis hasn't done too much but the basics, and he's done it really well. Just kept his shape, and he just punched down the pipe. That's all he's done. And all the bells and whistles that Fawaz are trying to do, he's ignoring it.
It seems that Bilal's spinning too many plates, like, instead of sticking to one thing. Are you going to put the pressure on? Are you going to drain the tank? Or do you want the box on the back foot? He's got to choose one and stick to it.
He didn't finish that round strong. He did all the good work. He did all the good work. No, I want you.
The jab on. The only time he's not finishing is when you're still running too long. He's a little upset.
There is the deep breathing in the corner that Josh was mentioning. Halfway stage, a long way to go. It's whether he can maintain this, because Josh, he's been busy, hasn't he? Effective shots down the pipe, as Barry was saying, but he's put a lot into this first half.
Yeah, no doubt I think he'd be fit enough. Ishmael is a fit guy, but when you're carrying that much muscle naturally, it's hard to be. It's an aerobic system, it's hard to carry that out in bouts of explosiveness throughout the full fight, but I think he'll be fine towards the end of this fight.
He looked wound up in the corner there, Fawaz. I I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he was annoyed with himself, I'm guessing. He just can't get in any kind of rhythm, can he? And I think he's so frustrated. See, look at that good footwork from Davis there, just making the shots fall short. Yeah, that's all well and good when you're winning.
Yeah, he's a funny character, isn't he? Bilal Fawaz, Southern Area champion, English champion. Is he good enough? Does he know enough at this level? British and Commonwealth champion Ishmael Davis in the first defence, round 7. And Fawaz has got to start. He's got to start doing more, Barry.
Yeah, even there, Fawaz was trying to showboat a little bit, or play act, I would say, in the middle of the ring. And all Davis did is single punch to take a step forward, single punch, take a step forward. He didn't take to the bait.
And this would be interesting if Ishmael Davis starts really going through the gears, because I think he's dominating at the minute, but he's only in second gear. I think there's plenty more to come from Davis. We're talking about Fawaz going through the gears, but I think there's plenty more for Davis to be able to do, but controlling things nicely.
Fighting Josh, of course, at Wembley Stadium. Sahai Boachuk in Saudi at short notice. Kevin Aguiaho, a really good roster. And then, of course, the win over Sam Gilly at Spurs. He's fought in the big stages, and he doesn't want to give up these titles that he's worked so hard for.
Even there again, that's a prime example of just keeping your shape, because he just stayed nice and calm in the pocket there, Davis, before he let his hands go.
It was Fawaz who threw the barrage of shots there, missed with every single one, and it was Davis with the cleaner shot.
I think Fawaz was having a better round this round, but it's all gonna come down to this last 50 seconds to see who really puts the authority and stamps the name on top of this round.
He's trying something different here, Fawaz, isn't he? Trying to lure Davis in.
Right hand tongue out from Ishmael Davis. Fawaz livelier definitely in this 7th. Decent defence to stop the headshot, but one of the body ones might have squeezed through from Ishmael Davis. Still hasn't put that dent in Davis, but it's better from Fawaz. Josh is right, and he's talking to him in there, and it might get interesting now.
Do you know what? He's missed a trick there. He's landed a couple of good shots. Through 4, landed a couple. He should have gone again instead of messing around, showboating. That was better. Nice little right uppercut.
He's trying to play the mind games here, Darren, and I said to Ishmael, I spoke briefly, I said, listen, don't get involved in that. Don't get involved in that stuff. So, and he'll take a lot of confidence now going back to the corner, as you can see.
Yep, I like that attitude from Bilal Fawaz. He just looks down at a couple of people at ringside, and I think he enjoyed that round. It was excellent to see this, the Chiefs' support for the big one that is closing in. Lee Wood on the pads with Ben Davis, and the home hero of Nottingham. Another Sheriff of Nottingham after our friend Carl the Cobra Froch. Lee is loved here, but then Josh has got his Leeds army, and he's loved up there.
I mean, the roof's going to come off, for sure. I've absolutely no doubt. I can't speak highly enough of this main event. You know, so much jeopardy, and you speak to most people on the street. One goes the other, one goes one way, and they're finding it very hard to split them. Don't blink in that main event. It's a cracker.
Better from the challenger, Bilal Fawaz in the 7th. He bangs his gloves together, the grey shorts with the white tassels of the 37-year-old who's come up from London for this massive opportunity. But he's got to rip away these titles that were brought in by Lyndon Arthur for Ishmael Davis, who's becoming more popular on the circuit and boxing well tonight.
That's lovely, nice and sharp there from Davis, though. Really good.
It's a bit more intent now from Fawaz. That was good. Nice little flurry to the body upstairs, but he didn't load up with the shots. That's what he needs to do. A bit tense in attacks.
Josh, do you think that Fawaz was looking to come on strong second half?
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's doing the right thing now. Ishmael does not want to let the momentum start swinging the other way. I think he needs to keep his hands tight, move his feet, and he's surprised with his boxing ability. So I think if he can start boxing, get back into a rhythm, he can put his stamp back on this fight and close it out. But it's a good start of the round again from Bilal. Some confident work.
I'm surprised, Barry, at those punch stats. 61 to 52, only just in favour of Ishmael Davis. Doesn't tell the story, I don't think.
No, it doesn't tell the story at all for me. I think Davis is still massively dominant, but Fawaz has had a couple of decent rounds.
There's a nice counter left hook there from Fawaz inside. Yeah, looked quite even, the stats, didn't it, through 7? Oh, a nice left hand from the southpaw stance from Davis. Back to orthodox now, and more talking. Referee just having a word with Bilal Fawaz.
You got to be careful there. He turned to the referee. By all rights, Davis should have whacked him with the right hand.
And I would have, Barry. I think you've got to be a killer in there, boy.
Nice work from Fawaz, just in front of us, especially to the body, hammering away. This is the best part of the fight here from the Londoner. And Ishmael Davis is suddenly just under a bit of pressure here, Barry.
Davis is letting the momentum swing, and that's what I said about what can happen in a fight. The guy gets a tail up, and it's harder to get your stamp back on the fight and your foot back in, so he needs to go back to his boxing, use that jab.
And also, if he's got into Davis's head there and he starts losing his shape, he's back into the fight. I mean, that's the most important part for that little pocket there for Fawaz.
And that pocket of work, he just didn't load up with the shots. There was no tells, there was no signs. He just was a lot more relaxed and he let it flow. That's what he's got to do, but keep that work going.
Single shots from Davis. Is he tiring slightly? I think Fawaz has won these last couple of rounds. He might have lost all the ones before. Remember, Carl gave him the first round, so it could be a little bit closer. At the end of this, we're going to get over to Carl and Tony to find out how they're scoring it. Bilal Fawaz has got a second wind here, Jamie.
Crazy.
To Adam Smith, how are you seeing this now through 8 rounds?
I think I actually have it level after 8 rounds. I think the last couple of rounds have been good for Fawaz. I give him the first round as well. There was a round 5, I think I gave him 2. I just think it's just letting him back into this fight. I think at the beginning of the fight, he wasn't allowing the awkwardness to get to him, and he had sussed that out. But I think things are starting to annoy him a little bit, the talking, the little movements that Fawaz is doing. And he seems to be a little bit frustrated to me, not doing enough for Ishmael, but it's level. He can still come back into the fight and obviously win it, but it's close.
Is the tide turning here, Tony? How have you got it at the minute?
I had it level at the end of the last round, and at the end of this round, I've now got Fawaz 1 ahead. Listen, nothing much is really going on, but Fawaz, with all the posing, he's not being punished for the posing, and he's actually landing more shots. He's landing more punches than Ishmael is.
Okay, 8 down, 4 to go.
You score the first 6. The boys level and 1 up to Fawaz. Darren, Barry, how are you seeing it?
I still got Davis ahead for me. He has closed the gap, but I still think Davis is up.
Yeah, momentum certainly shifting towards Fawaz, but I've got Davis just up as well.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, mate. I think a lot of the good work in the first half has been done by Davis, but Bilal's definitely turned the tide, so he's got to really put his stand back on things here now, Ishmael. Get back to that jab, man.
He's certainly got a spring to his step here, Bilal Fawaz, taking hold of centre ring and beginning to dominate and coming on strong. And he's starting to fancy it.
Yeah, I told you, when he fought Junaid Bostan, I'd say both times actually, he started slow, but he really grew into the contest, and that's exactly what we're seeing now.
And look at the movement there for us. He just seems spinning around the side edge a second ago on Davis. Again, when you relax, your punches start to flow a little more clearer. Your movement's better, you're full of confidence.
He's just loosened up a lot more, hasn't he, Fawaz? Far too tense in the opening rounds.
I mean, even them little knackered jabs what land, they don't really knock your head back, but they land on your chin or your face. They just take a little bit away from you mentally, and you're getting touched. So for me, I don't think that's a nice thing to have landed on you constantly from Bilal. I think Ishmael needs to stop that.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and it's a confident-looking body language, isn't it? You've got a little spring in your step, you're poking out the jab.
Yeah. I mean, Ishmael had full control of this fight. He might have to go into the well to really see this fight out. So it's interesting. It's a really interesting fight, man. He's fought run now. This is some theatric stuff. It's some crazy stuff.
But Josh, this has turned fairly dramatically in favour of Bilal Fawaz now. The last few rounds, he's woken up. He's fancied this, and he was always a good amateur and all that life experience, and he's just not easy to sort of get under control totally, is he?
No, I think he's a conundrum. I think he's a conundrum to everyone in boxing, but it's his way. And like we were asking, he's went in there, brought that distance. He's using his legs to close the distance, and he's using his arms to block shots on the way in and starting to let his hands go, and he's getting success.
There's a more worried look down in that blue corner over there, the Davis team.
Yeah, well, I was saying Davis was doing this all in second gear. He has to up it now. He was asking for Bilal Fawaz to, change the gears, change the tempo, change something. It's down to Davis now. Walks off a couple of shots and does look tired.
He looks hurt a little bit. I'm not sure if it's tiredness or hurt, but I mean, this is crazy stuff what Bilal's doing here. It's all mind games, though. All adds to the emotional and the energy in that tank.
Takes the round though again. Bilal Fawaz. Impressive stuff, really is. Terrific arena. Absolutely jammed out tonight. And look at what's coming up. Jazza Dickens, Anto Kakachi was so impressive beating Lee Wood here last year. And Pierce O'Leary and Mark Chamberlain, a wonderful night. St Patrick's Day, the week later, March 21st, George Liddard, who Darren and I saw on Wednesday night at the big match of the Zone 5-year announcement. Tyler Denny was there as well. They did a head-to-head interesting fight at the Copper Box. Liddard's really building something, isn't he, in the West Ham area?
Yeah, he has that star quality, doesn't he? In and out the ring, George Liddard. Really good main event against the former European champion, Tyler Denny. But this one, I'm telling you, this is really heating up nicely. 3 rounds to go, and it's very close.
Well, Davis needs that second win, though, doesn't he? Because he's looked a little bit jaded, a little bit tired in the last few rounds, and that's allowed the more confident Fawaz just to get a foothold in the fight.
Yeah, he's mentally now, he needs to really change the game and land a shot what mentally gives him that energy. It's more of a spiritual thing in there now. You've got to really believe in yourself, start talking to yourself, that self-talk in your head. And I think Bilal never stops talking to himself ever, so he's in a great position with that. But I mean, yeah, Davies really needs to start, listen, let's go. I've done the training, I'm fit, let me hands go, keep me shape, and let's finish the fight off strong.
Josh, you're mentioning spiritual, and it was this time in the fight, your world title challenge, you had to ask yourself some questions, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, they were all answered in the corner when I walked back, and I felt great that round. I was clever and smart, but some more good work going on here, and I mean, Davies really needs to change this round now.
I'll tell you what, it's a really good passage of boxing this for Fawaz. He's changing the levels with the shots, he's changing the power and the shot, that counter right hand. This is very, very good from Fawaz.
He's changing his life here, guys, Bilal Fawaz. Suddenly, last few rounds put it together. Let's have a look now. He's ahead on punches landed. He's thrown many more through 9 rounds, and I don't know how many Davis would have won in those first 6 on the judges' cards. If he lost a couple of those, Fawaz is ahead now.
Yeah, again, it's positive body language, Barry.
Yeah. Well, Davis doesn't look hurt, but he looks absolutely shattered, and I think that's the issue here. He's afraid that his hands go, but he's just too tired.
Yeah.
And that makes you vulnerable.
You mentioned that, Josh, the breathing in the corner at halfway.
I mean, Bilal's choosing his moments at the moment. He's either just walking through distance with no respect for Davies' hands, or he's dancing on the back foot and catching the rest. And it seems though Davies is stuck in between them. He's only fighting when Bilal's making him fight, which is, when you're not fighting on your own terms and your own pace, it's a hard fight to keep up.
And when you're tired, that distance, that judgment, the distance, the timing is all off kilter. It really is. So and that makes you more tentative to believe in yourself, that your hands go.
The Leeds crowd that are here primarily for Josh Warrington, just trying to, I think, rally Ishmael Davis a bit here. In the 10th round, that's a nice left hand. He needs something here to stop the rot, because Fawaz is boxing really well now.
Yeah, big deep breath as well though after he let that shot go from Davis.
Good work there from Fawaz again. Committing to every attack now.
David needs to go inside, go small, and take that range away, because I think he had his more success when he kept his shape inside and went inside and took Bilal's range away.
It's a brilliant comeback this from Bilal Fawaz, who's saving his best work for the second half of the fight.
He's done exactly what he needed to do, Fawaz. He turned this round so well. Just relaxed as he's let his work flow. And certainly Ishmael Davis does look as if he's tiring. Can he find something? The light at the end of the tunnel's there now. 2 rounds to go.
Well, when Davis was throwing his punches before, he'd take a little step back. So he'd use that long lever, a little half a step back, or sit on that back foot. And Fawaz didn't feel the distance was there to let his hands go. No, Davis is throwing his punches because he's tired, not moving his feet at all. And that's allowing Fawaz just to walk onto him and let his hands go.
Kieran McCann just in front of us, Mark Bates, Victor Loughlin. What are the 3 judges seeing? How have you got it at home? Is Bilal Fawaz ahead now? You'd never have thought that after the first 4 or 5 rounds.
I thought it was one-way traffic, and I thought, honestly, that it was going to be a bit of a landslide. That's the way it looked. And then Davis looked in control, he looked at plenty of energy, and Fawaz looked a little bit of a guy who was struggling and looking for something that he couldn't find.
Yeah, it's crazy. Once you let someone in the fight who's got this natural level of confidence, once you get him a little foothold in the fight, it can change the momentum. Like I was saying, that the 7th, or was it the 7th round? I said this is it's not the best round, but it's a good round for Bilal, which can change the fight energetically, and he's just went and flipped it all on his head.
You know what he is as well? He's first and last with everything. He'll lead, then he'll come back. You see again there, just the busier out of the 2.
Darren just caught the eye of Carl and Tony. They've both got Fawaz in a handy lead now. Have you got him up now, or are you still thinking the early rounds?
I mean, I've been scoring it round by round, but my gut feeling is he's turned this round, Fawaz.
Yeah, he's turned it around now. It was close. He clawed it back a little bit. I thought Davis was ahead, but I think now Fawaz is taking control here, I think.
Yeah, I think Fawaz is just ahead at the moment. I think Davis is getting more success when he sits inside, keeps his shape, and lands them scoring shots.
I think the last 10-15 minutes or so of boxing from Fawaz has been fantastic, and he's just caught Ishmael Davis, who's looking unsteady, and he's bundled over. I think he's really tired now, the British and Commonwealth champion. He struggles to his feet. 1:13 left in the 11th, and he looks at his corner, and are the legs good or not?
And I think this is what Bilal Fawaz meant when he was calling him a muscle fighter. You know, that he was tired, looking for the big shot.
It's dangerous moments for Ishmael.
As he looks full of energy, doesn't he, Fawaz?
Yeah.
Good work from Bilal Fawaz. He has been stopped once before, Ishmael Davis, but it would be a big upset if Fawaz could hold Davis late on here. He's been brilliant, the Londoner.
Oh, lovely, well done.
Brilliant work. What a flurry of shots that was. Didn't load up with anything, but look at the accuracy.
And they're just eye-catching stuff, isn't it? In a scrappy round, it's eye-catching stuff that the judges will remember when they're looking to who won this round.
Davies needs to see this round now, get back his corner and have a huge 12. He doesn't need to be looking for anything right now, I think. Listen, 20 seconds left, the round's done.
I think the titles now are really slipping away from Ishmael Davis. You wouldn't have believed it 20 minutes ago, but now Bilal Fawaz is absolutely dominating proceedings and winning round after round.
And looking fresh, very fresh.
And Josh mentioned something earlier on in the fight. He didn't say it, but like about coasting's very dangerous. He sort of alluded to that.
And when you're getting that, sorry, Barry, when you're getting that rhythm and you're having it too easy, you just let the guy let a tiny foothold in the fight, land a shot what shouldn't land. Next thing you know, the fight switches on its head. It's crazy.
And that's where that mental aspect comes in, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Extraordinary in boxing. As you said, Barry, you thought he was heading towards a very one-sided decision in favour of Ishmael Davis. That is not happening. Bilal Fawaz could be on the verge here of becoming a double champion.
It's not fatigued, he's played his part almost definitely, but ultimately, Fawaz has just kept plugging away and started having success with Davis. Looked like he was almost going to walk the fight, it looked like for me. But it's a 12-round fight for a reason. And the reason because stamina comes into it. Will to win, chin, power, all these things play a factor. And certainly stamina has played a big factor in this contest.
Slow to the middle of the ring was Ishmael Davis. Respect between the pair. I tell you what, if there's 3 or 4 more rounds, I think Bilal Fawaz would just continue at this pace. 3 up on Carl's unofficial card in favour of the challenger from London. 4 up on Tony Bellews, and surely now we've all got Fawaz ahead.
Look at the swing though, incredible. How he has bounced back after the start Davis had, incredible. I mean, hats off to Bilal Fawaz. Kept his composure and kept, most importantly, that self-belief.
It's crazy to think Bilal is 38. It doesn't look like that at all in there. He looks athletic and quite young, to be honest, and very big at the weight.
Thanks, Josh, but let's talk about the fight.
Yeah, definitely someone that keeps himself in shape all year round.
That horrific childhood coming to London and making something of himself, Bilal Fawaz. It's a phenomenal story as he postures and showboats again, and the authority in this fight. We asked for a real intensity. Carl mentioned it a few rounds ago, and that, Darren, is what we've seen from Fawaz.
Yeah, because you didn't want to let this opportunity slip. If you're Bilal Fawaz or part of the team, what a moment this is. We know about his backstory. We know about the life that he's lived. What? I mean, look, if he does win this, you watch the celebrations at the end.
Davis is trying, not here at this minute, but he is trying to be aggressive here, Davis. He just hasn't got it in the locker. I think he is trying to push the pace, but he was a few seconds ago, sorry, but he just hasn't got it. He's empty.
He finished well against you, didn't he, Ishmael Davis? This is totally different.
Yeah, I mean, he smelled the blood. I was cut and I couldn't see, so yeah, he smelled that and he come on. But I think this mentally is, I think Bilal's training his tank mentally more than anything else.
Inside the last minute, they are screaming in that blue corner. They know these titles are in jeopardy. Property only for a few months for Ishmael Davis. And with 45 left in the fight, is Bilal Fawaz on the verge of a crowning moment in his whole story. It would be amazing.
He just doesn't have it in the tank, does he, Davis? He just cannot let his hands go. He's exhausted.
But if he does win this fight, Fawaz, he's a massive underdog. Let's not forget that. This is an unbelievable win. Hardly anybody gave him a chance against Davis, who was really on form. And it's boxed at a much higher level, let's be honest.
Bilal Fawaz has woken up, shaken up Ishmael Davis and dominated the second half of this fight. If he won a couple of rounds early on, as he just bundles Davis to the floor. Bilal Fawaz is the new British and Commonwealth champion if the judges agree. I think, Jamie, Tony and Carl have it wide.
The unofficial decision from the score zone, Cole Frampton. Do we have a new British and Commonwealth champion?
Yeah, I think so. I've scored it 8 rounds to 4 in Fawaz's favour. I mean, I was talking at the top of the show about Ishmael being the one that was going to maybe put the pressure on him. Fawaz got him, but I got that completely wrong. Fawaz looked full of beans at the end. Ish, typically not like him, gassed, and he had the mouth open from about round 4. Yeah, I think that Bilal Fawaz has won this comfortably.
Tony, do you agree? Do we have a new champion here tonight?
Yeah, listen, I scored the first round level, and on that score I've got it 117, 112. If you gave the first round to Ishmael Davies, I've probably got it 116, 113. Either way, I've got him winning by 5 or 4. So I just thought Fawaz came on after round 4, and for me it was all Fawaz. I mean, Do you know what the saddest thing about Ishmael Davies is? He's just not putting on. He played Fawaz's game tonight. He fell for the traps. He watched them pose in front of him, and he didn't force the pace. All he needed to do was let his hands go and be consistent with it, and that's how to beat Fawaz. But tonight, he played his game and he lost.
And Cole, you talked about, if anything, out of the two of them, that Bilal Fawaz had maybe faded late when you'd seen him in fights recently from ringside. If anything, it was the opposite here tonight.
Complete opposite, but I think the pace was so slow throughout and allowed him just to do what he wanted towards the end, and Ish was the one that was fading. He looked so in control for about the first 4 or 5 rounds. I thought he figured Bilal out, and his awkwardness wasn't shining through yet, but just as the fight went on, he got a little bit more frustrated. He stopped being aggressive and just allowed, like Tony says, he fought Bilal's game. But it's a great win for Bilal. I think before we're hearing the scorecards, but I think he's won it by quite a while.
Well, sometimes when the scorecards take a little while, that tends to mean there's drama. Back to you, Adam, quickly though, at ringside.
Yeah, Ishmael Davies, the British and Commonwealth champion for now, but is he moments away from losing his belts? The red corner of Fawaz looked very, very confident. So much ahead coming up on DAZN. Former world heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder in London to take on fan favourite Derek Chisora live from the O2 Arena. Available on DAZN pay-per-view. What a spring in store. There was a spring in Bilal Fawaz's step from the 5th or 6th round onwards. Has he done enough to become a double champion, David?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds here in Nottingham, we go to the judges' scorecards. Kieran McCann, 114 even.
A draw on 1.
Mark Bates, 113. Victor Lachlan, 114.
So
For the
close.
winner by majority decision, and the new British and Commonwealth Super Welterweight Champion, Bilal Fawaz.
What an incredible moment. What a survivor in life. What a story. Bilal Fawaz is crowned British and Commonwealth Super Welterweight Champion. It was mighty tight on the cards, but the right guy, I think, Barry, got the win.
To come back after such an awful start like that, not only shows ability, shows a real character that's turning it around. Let's hope now, to go along with his British and Commonwealth titles, he gets a passport, because he deserves it.
He's the British champion. I mean, yeah, what a way to win the title. Never felt sorry for himself, did he? That's the impression, to me, visually, of someone who really believed that they were going to do it. Muted celebrations, if you like, but I'm telling you now,